Hello, everybody, and welcome to this recording of the recap of PCL Season 11. And today, we are just two people, and with me, I have my boy, Shiel.
Hey guys, what's going on? New York Charizard saying hi.
And we will speed run through all of these because you cried for it so much. You were like, oh,
They
we don't
really
want to
did.
have the in depth of every match, just give us every single match instead. Now I have a life, but I have 2 weeks off. So this week and maybe next week, if I feel like it, and we will see how the responses are and everything, I can record every single battle. But that means every single battle will be less in depth. You have been warned. I do not want to hear any complaints about that. And with that, we're gonna start right up with LA Chirebucks versus Communist Doge, which ended in an 0-5. And if we just look at it here, I'm gonna stream the. Actually, gonna screen share for you, so you are able to see.
Just a disclaimer, we're gonna get some complaints regardless, but
Yeah, people are always going to complain.
we're-
So we are always synced. I just screenshot for you. But with that out of the way, I'm just gonna hit the play sound off. And as we see, like Vikavolt start versus Iron Bundle, and Vikavolt should be very happy about that. But Raging Bolt coming in, and we would see Raging Bolt is trouble. It combines here, and very much from the first turn. Like on the second turn, it's out. Dragon Pulse crit. That Dragon Pulse by the crit mattered. It wouldn't have crit otherwise.
oh, big time, and took out the biggest threat to it too. But then she sets up again.
Yeah, she shouldn't have like the sword dance there because that crit didn't matter. That Dragon Claw, by the way, it's a good tech of Dragon Dance, but obviously this Raging Bolt is already set up and is bulky as hell. And it survives the Destiny because of the +1, kills again. That crit also again didn't really matter. No Melodic comes
Yeah, this
in. He Calm Minds. He should have gone for the T-Bolt range, I think, because that Ice Beam always kills.
Kalen's mad. How many fucking crits is the thing gonna get? Then again, I don't blame him because the Thunder Noodle just got fed this whole match.
Oh yeah.
So we are instead of a bang, we are starting off with a whimper, unfortunately, which is just sad because we Alicia had a very good matchup here, and unfortunately, due to some crits and then due to a couple of miscues, the Thunder Noodle became this week's MVP by default.
I think that was just it was a bit played a bit too greedy, and that was punished immediately. And this is how this game ended in a 5-0. Very quick, very fast game. To be fair, like Communist Doge also played that very well. Just respecting.
Hmm.
Okay, I still like I attack here and see how it goes. And just played very straightforward. Now the next game is my own game. I lost 0-1, and I'm very mad about this game because I played like I've never played Pokemon before after a certain turn. Uh,
I had picked this game as my highlight match, so
it was very much a highlight match, I think. Like people would probably say this was a really good match overall.
I agree. So let's see how it
So,
goes.
so because of this, I knew low pun elite was likely. I know Rocky Helmet Slowbro will never die to any low pun set in the world. So I get the switch advantage of a teleport here. I expected the Spectre to immediately Will-O-Wisp, so I didn't pursue Trap here. But the knockoff also helps because getting rid of Focus Sash Treads is nice.
Yeah, and then reminder that that treads can volt turn out instead of U turn, goes right to Spectrier, and then throws the wisp,
There's the Wisp,
which
but now I get the Pursuit chip, and the second Pursuit has the role to kill, or even like Poison would have helped big time. I go back to Slowbro. I mean, this thing is so fat, like it really doesn't matter. Now Gyarados comes in, and I wanted to see what Gyarados is up to, so I just teleported out instead of doing anything else. Tangrowth comes in. This Tangrowth is a cracked build. Like, don't worry about it. This makes no sense. It's the opponent I expected to use it against didn't come, so this Tangrowth is useless. Draco Meteor Mark deals a lot. Flip turns out. Yeah, flip turn on Dragagi, really nice choice, honestly.
and then the freest knockoff because as we all know, when Meteor hits, it loses steam, so it gives you a chance to strike back. You go straight to Garchomp, Then you go to Gyarados, get intimidated. He goes Gyarados, gets intimidated.
This double, by the
So
way,
far,
was because Treads learns Ice Spinner, and I was sure that it would play Ice Spinner. And this anti coming in, by the way, like this was Mirror Herb, Stone Edge. Felt
woo,
good.
slaughtered. So that's some minced sushi right there. It goes Terra Poison. Deontay being one of the craziest Terramons in the game. In some leagues, it's banned for very good reason, but takes a burn.
But the burn makes the body press much weaker, because body press, in fact, works with defense, but the base power of the move gets cut by burn, not the attack value. To all you people that have not found out this change in the programming. Now, Slowbro can
And
obviously come in for free against Deontay all the time, anyways.
yeah, for anyone else not forgetting, Diamond Storm is also physical. So if for any reason this thing ran Diamond Storm, that would have been affected as well.
Also,
But
Draining Kiss is a contact move, so Rocky Helmet getting in the chip was very nice. Now Iron Valiant comes in. I have Substitute on it because I wanted to stall out potential turns for Future Sight to hit. This was all part of my building plan. It survives a Future Sight, but no T-Bolt guarantee kills. I wanted to scout the Spectre set here. I expected it could have been Scarf Spectre at this point, but it wasn't confirmed. Now it is confirmed to me. So I have a sure win plan against this in mind, because now I can teleport out. Garchomp comes in. Scale Shot, absolutely. With loaded dice, Scale Shot guarantee hits 4 times.
yeah,
And
beautiful. Now
get the
you're at speed mode.
No Panic comes in. I don't want this chip because remember this turn. I will say it now. I don't want Garchomp chipped because it survives a +1 Spectria hit. And then always revenge kills with EQ or Scale Shot. So this is why this needs to be at 100%. Remember, everybody. So Slowbro always can come in low pony. Slowbro always can come in low pony. It deals nothing, right?
And then teleports away. Entei.
Yeah, Entei just freely flame charges on this, deals a lot of damage. And I can flame charge a second time. And now out with a second flame charge, I'm already in big trouble zone for the opponent. I get a third flame charge, and now I guarantee outspeed Spectria with my Adamant Entei. Low Panic comes in. I expected a Fake Out to kill, which it wouldn't have. And I brought in Garchomp that needs to stay at 100%. Right, everybody? And guess what happens next?
The Lopunny dies.
But I have to sacrifice though, bro. Obviously. Garchomp still has a roll to tank. Roll is over. Game is lost. I can't do anything anymore. At this point, there was no way. This tank off only has Seed Bomb as attack. Seed Bomb doesn't KO ever. Not even with a crit. So this was over. And this is why when you make a sure way plan to win the end game, you just go by it and don't switch Tangrowth into an expected U-turn. Just play your outs and don't be me.
Still, this is like gotta give props to Kevin for being down 4-1, and you know he had one because it was Scarf. He legitimately only had one real move left, which is just to go for broke, and it ended up working out for him. The Spectrier is a monster for a very good reason.
Giga misplayed that. I'm still mad, but well played to Kevin for finding the out and noticing I'm making a mistake to punish it. So, Leviathan Genghis versus Toronto Tyrants in an 0-2. We have to see this. We see already Sun Photosynthesis. I always like this.
Oh, this is a good game. This came down to looking ahead. Josh had missed just didn't bring a couple of moves and ultimately cost him. But otherwise, like it made for a very good game. Otherwise,
Multi-Tech confirms it's Levitate, so no heat-proof shenanigans. I like to run heat-proof Bronzong and just faking the Levitate. Nobody earthquakes it anyways. Why would you waste a turn potentially earthquaking one with heat-proof?
And there we know it's not Boots Beetle, so that's gonna play against him.
Yeah, Boots Beetle has the sticky webs, but we see the tusk is in the back, the Dawn fan, the regular tusks.
Now we have the adult fish versus the little one.
Yeah, and here comes the situation, right? Like, you really don't want this Dawn fan to be able to spin, but you have no ghost type, so it just rapid spins, and all your progress you made so far is gone.
Including the webs. the webs was going to be huge against a team with Moon, so that's going to
Oh,
bite him
yeah, yeah.
later.
Cobra Berry, nice choice, by the way, in my opinion, overall. And I'm gonna really quick explain this mechanic because some people don't know it. Uh, if it's energy, booster energy, or in the sun, the way it works is you switch it in, and first sticky webs connects. Then booster energy gets consumed, or the sun boosts you with photosynthesis. And because your speed stat was lowered, your attack will always be the stat that's boosted. So you can guarantee deny speed boosting Pokemon just by running sticky webs against them. This is, by the way, why Ribombi in OU is such a potent Pokemon. Just a
Yeah, I was
little
about to say
explanation.
Rabambi with the 381 speed, just like ruining all of your booster energy plans. So now this is the part of the game that starts to confuse me a bit because I was watching this live and I see that Josh has not cleared his hazards yet. And this is where I'm realizing, okay, there's still a Savali that might have the defog, but if there was ever a time to use it, this is it. There's rocks, there's a spike on his side, and a screen on the other side. And also, for anyone not forgotten, defog now clears terrain, so which would have worked against him, but even then, there's
Boom,
other
crit,
problems.
no damage.
And unfortunately, the Misty worked against him that time because no poison either.
I mean, Barbarage isn't guaranteed poison, so it could have not made a difference, could have made a difference. You never know. Yeah, but like in this position, their guarantee has to be like a defog, rapid spin, Silverly gets defog if I remember correctly. So because now we
Liquidation
see
to do,
like there's
and
a lot of like this position like is very favored for the Sun team now, right? Because it's already in a very powerful position. But this Zygarde deals a lot.
oh man,
Regular
they punch
Tusks
right
is
through.
not very defensive, and I think he could have claimed the kill there, but he was afraid of the ice shard, and
Uh-huh.
good for him.
Yeah, but this is where I think he starts to slip a bit because look at all the hazard damage he's starting to rack up. It's
Yeah, and ice shard will never be more pleasant than the time you had the most HP possible because of the hazards. So it
an
will only get
overkill too.
worse now.
And there's what Mr. Rex's end game is right there, the toxic spike, because that's gonna come back to bite him a
I think,
lot
like, by the
later.
way, that sacrificing Tusks there was a mistake because the ice shot always threatened out Zygarde, so you could have just abused it later, anyways, and it was sure to just click a move again. But that's maybe just my opinion. Parting shot, again, this should have been defogged because Zygarde now comes in and takes another huge chunk of damage. So this Zygarde
And the
died
poison
to not getting hit once.
tip and then the intimidate will oh, it doesn't save it, but
Oh,
even
it
then the
never saved.
damage it did what it needed to do, which is poison it.
Yes, and here we see
If the Misty
Scarf, Energy Ball.
if the Misty Terrain was still up, anything that walked in would not have been poisoned. See, now this is where I think it really cost him because now Iron Boulder, which outspeeds everything, um, if he had is getting poisoned and also chipped.
Yeah, I think like the like Growing Moon outspeeds everything now basically. Tapu Fini though can take most hits,
But
so
not in this.
well, not an earthquake. But here's the thing, right? Iron Boulder has CC, could kill,
And
and
so it,
boop.
which it does, and
But
scarfed.
the issue is like Scarf Iron Boulder outspeeds this, but now you have nothing for Silverly anymore, and this thing just yeah,
Yeah.
alluring
What
voices even, not even hyper voice, just alluring voice.
yeah,
That's
for the boost.
BM.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, the original Terrakion has more attack than Iron Boulder, whereas Iron Boulder got speed. So if he did have the original Terrakion, he might have hit a little harder, but even then Sylveon was still probably going to tank it anyways.
And even if
So
if he had the original body, he would have never outspeeded, so EAQ would have killed, so that's something. Now we see Superiors versus Dingerfing Ducklets. And this went in an
a
0-3, and this is the second match where I think team-wise the Ducklets were heavily the underdogs. Because just by team, this is terrible. Rain versus this very slow offense team is very bad for slow offense. But we
yeah,
see
thing is superior at first glance.
Colossal, great choice, right? You just make sure to Terra into a type that isn't weak to water, and you can never be hit by a water move because otherwise Steam Engine triggers, and you outspeed everything. And I do mean everything. And yeah, we
All
see
right,
like
so
King Gambit taking 0 from that hurricane. Kotor Cleave though also dealing 0 because
yeah,
no ally dead, no boost.
but given how defensive Pelipper is, still pretty impressive, and
And
then
here
that
we
does
see a
absolutely
Loma Mola. 29% taken, 17% return damage. This Iron Barbs did nearly as much damage as a Wave Crash, Stab, Terra in rain. It's absurd. This Ghost Combat always kills, by the way. Mega Medicham, my favorite, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. My second favorite, actually. And I love it.
that's
I'm very famous for loving it.
There's where I think he was trying to bait him and almost worked because here goes Electro Shot that does nothing, but it does
Yeah, I
boost him.
think like bringing it in so hard reveals that you're either Scarf or Berry. Now Colossal comes in. He expected probably like, oh, this could serve. Now you don't want to stay. See, like in my opinion, he should have just Hurricaned with Pelipper because there's no threat of Hurricaning into King Gambit and like because his sword deals no damage. And
Right, and
this
chipping.
Colossal doesn't want to take a Hurricane.
And here comes his Mega.
Flip turns out
Ooh,
doesn't KO because Pillow Swine is thick, as we would like to say. And this Raw really helpful, right? Chipping down the Pelipper.
yeah, we're Hoenn Vanguard. He doesn't have
And
the
here it happens. Steam
Fizz,
Engine.
the
Absorb
goaded
Bull, by the
technique.
way.
Let's go.
The
This is amazing.
Switcheroo doesn't save this. Choice Band, by the way. I just thought Choice Bands are dead. Really no damage even with Choice Band. But Switcheroo made sure that the Golden Gate can check. Electroshot again, dealing nothing. Now he reveals though no Tri-Scarf, so he basically revealed, hey, I'm Barry on this Mega Medicham CC, doesn't kill because of it, but it brings it dangerously low.
Very much so. This is why even a berry even can't can only this thing can be saved by a berry. Most other mons would just have died.
Superior trying to get the substitute up here because then it would be an auto win. Sub got broken, so we see the switch and Superior coils. Because
Not
this is
special,
not the special sweeper. This is a physical Superior that eats a
and is
hurricane, by the way.
and therefore is overgrowth. So the next leaf blade is really gonna hurt.
Yeah, it kills the Golden Gate.
There goes the bridge.
And Sompot now comes in. Sompot has Ice Punch, so this kills, but there is still a Lomomola that has been showing off again and again how tanky it is. Wish
For doubling the
passing,
price of Mola.
boop, getting in the Colossal, and the Wish Pass makes sure this stays healthy. Like,
Oh, it
almost
stays
fully
very
healthy.
healthy. Now switching into one of his water mons, I think,
Boop.
was a mistake because Terra
Yeah.
Blast can hit all three for free. So the fish is dead,
And now
and now
this
this
comes
thing,
to Rocks and is dead.
and now anything wins at this point. All he needs is a little chip, honestly, if
Boop.
this thing was bulky, but he didn't need it.
And
So
that's
G,
it.
way to win against all odds, DGF Ducklets, man. And with Colossal, Colossal is
Colossal
number 2
is
on the
insane.
board right now. That is insane.
Yeah,
We have
Colossal is insane. New York Charizard versus Chicago Celestelas, and we see a 0-4 against you, my man.
Unfortunately, we do because Kalen he really. So all right, round one he brings Palafin, and I expected that, so I went Zap. Um, I start with a Hurricane because I figure he might have gone to Flygon, but he's so I tried to go for the Para, didn't get it. He puts the rocks up, so I got a Defog. Well, actually, I
And
didn't
we will
Defog.
just pause here and everybody write in the comments or in the Draft League chat before you keep watching. What is your number one goal against the Raikou with this team?
Rock
Thanks, everybody.
everything.
Yeah, we will. I will solve it at the end of the entire game, so you people have time to write and maybe even listen to us. This Thunderbolt obviously dealing a billion. Signal Beam, so it revealed Calm Mind, Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, so it has like very limited coverage options now. First impression,
And
it
this is
reveals
where
Volt Switch on top.
yeah, this is where I needed to send in the Banana King gouging fire. Mistake by me. I finally get something going right. I paralyze him, so that helped, but ultimately it amounts to nothing. I missed the hurricane and I'm very sad. He wishes, so something is going to get some life back, including the thing that threatens me the most. And I did not go to
I'm, by the
my
way,
big
still
bad guy.
mad that a Surfetched is not Skyward Sword when it literally has a sword in hand. So this, by
Okay,
the way, is
listen.
absurd that it doesn't take any damage.
I put the thing that actually flies is Skyward Sword. Jeez.
But it has no
Anyways,
sword. It's just Skyward. Toxic Mist
it's
really bad
flying. The
for
whole
him there.
most of the game is spent in the sky. Anyways, look at Munchlax like taking like almost zero
And we just
damage.
go back to yes, gouging fire wards this set, not just like once. It wards it 4 times over.
Yeah, I had to. I was playing a little too conservatively to try and save gouging fire for later. Then I finally smartened up and be like, okay, this thing has to go in. Also, this thing I debated naming it Majora's Mask. This is where I think I'm about to start cooking, and then I get totally thrown for a loop here because I won't lie, that was pain.
That was a very
Here
good
comes
tag, by the way, because otherwise gouging fire would have probably 6-0'd right there, basically at the point, or 4-0'd in that
yeah.
case. That
I got to give it to
T-Bolt.
Kayla.
By the way, can we talk about how stupidly tanky Vaporeon is to eat a stab T-Bolt from a legendary and just be like, you know what, 60% is enough. And the neutral hit on Zapdos also 60.
This
Oh
thing's
yeah, by the way, the
ridiculous.
Banana King would have been the right call there again. But we see here comes in Terra Normal Flygon. I said like it's
Yep.
Terra Steel Flygon or Skull Flygon. Place your bets. I was wrong on both ends. But Boomber steals
Yeah, he
nothing
goes.
because this one is ass.
I had a feeling he would use Boom Burst because I was like, there's only one normal move that he would be like willing to spam, and that was it. So here I'm guessing he either has Jet Punch, Wave Crash, or Wave Crash, and then it turns out, lo and behold, wait for it, he has both, and that's what cost me.
Yeah,
Well,
I think the
multiple
trick
things.
is like I don't know what this moveset was, right? I don't remember. Substitute Dragon Dance, probably Heat Crash and Earthquake.
No, 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 I couldn't bring Heat Crash because Celesteela weighs like 20 gigatons
Oh,
more.
it doesn't matter. You can open you right now. I've done this calc for monotype before for net decks. If we look at gouging, fire, and we say even like even with no attack investment, okay? We say no attack investment because we are nice people here. And we say this Heat Crash versus Celesteela, and we say it's physical defensive, even unboosted, and like even with no adamant, you still deal 20%, right? Now you are behind a sub; it can never break with anything unless like you want to have depression. So you just boost to like +3, and you already are 2 KO.
Yeah, it's true. You
Don't
know, the
disrespect
one
base
thing,
damages.
yeah, it's
It's
it was a tough matchup from the get-go. I
oh,
think
for sure.
if I wasn't trying to like keep gouging fire alive at all costs and not like risking it, because I feel like he might have had another trick up his sleeve. Because also the other thing is, um, look at his Flygon. It was Boom Burst Terra Normal. So if I had hid behind a sub, if he didn't whirlwind me, he could have gone after me with that if it was still alive. So it's possible it could have played differently, but it was still a tough matchup,
That's
especially
a
with that
tough
Raikou
matchup, but like if he Terra
thing.
normals to Boom Burst, get more damage because Gouging Fire is thick and doesn't really die to non-step Boom Burst that easily,
Right.
he would have still
Not
struggled. But I think I think this Gouging Fire could have been like even maybe Mono Heat Crash and just be substitute Dragon Dance and Morning Sun, and Morning Sun would have won this game. But it's a tough one, right? The matchup was tough. But you had a really
yeah, I
good
think
like matchup into Palafin and Annihilate, so he abused Raikou and he found the right choice.
yeah, he did. I gotta give it to him. Is it like I said before in previously, like his special coverage was like above average, whereas physical was a lot higher. And I put a lot more. I think I tunnel visioned a bit into like his physical threats, and I'm like, all right, I need a plan for all of his physical menaces, or else I will straight up lose this. And while I didn't, I should have planned better for his special
I
coverage.
will real quick, right? Because we didn't get to watch the match. Soviet Union versus Miami Mimikyu week one.
Oh no!
It says
Oh God!
06 but don't watch, right? And I'm gonna just
Oh,
click
fun
through
to
it
watch it.
because Aaron had like this is basically was played this week. Aaron set up
Oh my
spikes and everything, and we
God!
see assist pulling over and over, pulling the Revival Blessing. So every
And revive.
assist gets Revival Blessing, and if my opponent didn't have spikes, he would have been PP slot. But this way, Eren wins on turn 94 because even if you go for assist and Revival Blessing, spikes or spare
Oh man.
Staffrock don't kill you, so the next mon can't come in and you die.
Dude, watching this game was pain. It was like but also funny because look at he has Dragapult and Zero Aura, and yet they're not the ones with the most kills. It was the infamous live reaction, Wuchen.
Yeah, with Shen. Hybrid Process, good days are back, and 06 against our boy Omar. We did not
Oh,
expect
that's
this, but this match was
this match looks like it should be a wash, and then I don't know.
Willow
You
Wisp
know, everyone got
miss,
that,
play rough
but
kills.
that's how it starts because Iron Hands is thick and
Nidoking
the
comes
bulky.
in, Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, half HP.
Look at how much like it
Earth
lives a hit
Power
though. That's
reveals
crazy.
this Iron Hands is Assault Vest basically, because otherwise it takes much more. Earthquake
But man,
kills
that's two already.
Volcarona, Quiver Dances, which is very greedy because Iron Hands gets Rock Slide. The crit probably didn't
And
matter. Dead.
oh, it definitely did. If it's dealing that much to Dragapult and Nidoqueen, what did a crit matter? All he had to do was hit.
Promo Pass, Terra Fairies, but like this match is already. There's nothing to be done.
When when the Will-O-Wisp missed, it was like I think what happened was there was started to be a scramble and it was like trying to find a way to win, but I think it just tilted him enough, and that happens. Like that's unfortunately
He
that's the
also
game.
said he didn't feel and should have gotten asked for an extension, but he wanted the match done. I think asking for extensions is fine. I'm out for like all week after Thursday, after Thursday, so like I will probably need an extension for this week too. That's just how it goes sometimes. So yeah, this Lando set up Rock Polish, Sludge Wave Oko, which means this is not a very defensive Togekiss, but an offensive one. Psychic Oko's Urshifu. No Aqua
And
Jet,
that
and this is game.
yeah. Yeah.
There wasn't much to talk about anymore after the absolute horrible start of the game. The John says is Hardest Offender, another 06. Hardest Offender
Oh
with the
man.
second 06-0, back to back. And we see this team,
Yeah,
right? Like, looks very solid.
it
And
does, and I think this time though he didn't get. Last week he got away with the Frostmoth 6-0 sweep. This week he actually had to work for it, and boy, I got to give props to him because
yeah,
like
it was
this
well
week
played.
he straight up earned it. He did make some weird plays though. I think you caught a few in the beginning.
Yeah, Talonflame. Now, this Talonflame comes in. It SD, Sandy Shocks comes in. Later will be revealed that this is Assault Vest. This is an Adamant SD Talonflame. If it attacks here, Sandy Shocks is dead. So, kind of greedy to Volt Switch there because that one would have been dead and the game could have been very different. Now, against Urshifu, Tapu Lele comes in, which was not the best play because U-turn was predictable. The crit mattered because now Flash Cannon kills, which it doesn't otherwise. Psyshox puts Sandy Shocks in low range. Now Sneasel has to come in. He expected, because he Volt switched against Talonflame, this to be Scarf. It's not Scarf, it Earth Powers, dead. The crit
And
was also a
what is it?
roll, by the way.
Dude, this is a theme. Like we see like I know people are like panicking in like these like critical moments or no, I mean not panicking, but like I think guessing like they're making good educated guesses, but like ultimately like they're being thrown off because like that should have worked, and yet that was his biggest weapon and he lost it. He lost two of his biggest weapons, and it's only turn 11.
And now
So
this
then
Urshifu with Scarf kills this offensive Talonflame. Jumper comes in because it can take a Wicked Blow and Glare to slow it down, but honestly, at this point, like, this game has been very lost. Masquerada comes in for play rough, but he just gave up at this
tricks
point.
back the item it stole,
Yeah, he
and then
said he gave up
Hydraco.
at that point, right? There was nothing to be done anyways, so GG.
Yeah, unfortunately, without the Terra, Ileki is I don't want to say it's completely limited, but like with only like two elements of moves to really
You
use
need
electric.
like trapping for the ground types for it to be good.
Right. So it's
So
like,
Gotha
and I don't
Tail
even
or anything like that.
Yeah, and like I don't even consider it fast because it has so much speed, mind you. And like I'm saying this in like in like the sense of the game. It's so fast that like it's almost guaranteed to always take a turn first. And so it's like you don't consider it as part of your team's overall speed. It's an outlier. So it's like you're just like it'll have the choice. It's about making what moves you make first.
It's
So
like for me,
Eleki's
when
weird.
I think about Aleki on enemy teams, I'm like, this will move first, but if I have a ground type and it can't Terra, it doesn't do anything anyways.
Exactly.
Vaccination is Tampa Bay Hitmonlees. Oh, by the way, like it can't Terra, but it can use Terra Blast, an 80 base power normal type attack. So good, basically good coverage option for the limited move pool it has without having actual coverage. It's kind of funny to me. Backstage versus
Let me
Tampa
see.
Bay Hitmonlees. We will look at this, and if we look into it, it was a very close match. And in here we see something very interesting happen because Dwayne, I know this player, and I let's say the way he lost is surprising to me.
Yeah, this was a very I think this I remember was the other like very good game of the week. Oh, Bunky got poisoned immediately. That makes me sad.
We never respect Monkey. This, by the way, 30% on resisted. Fun.
Yeah, that's why you pick up Bunky. And he sends in
And
great
this headlong rush
Viking.
survived, which is
Look at that.
kind of
That's
impressive.
this is why Great Tusk is at the top of the OU ladder. Like when it can do that despite a screen.
I mean, to be fair, I'm more impressed with Klefki surviving that for free. Now Rapira comes in
Yeah,
against Moltres, which double-edged sword, right? Because Moltres could have burned you potentially, but Stone Edge kills. Ogerpon dies. Oh no,
no,
not Bonky.
Bunky.
Comfy comes in.
Not
Comfy
Bunky.
has Giga Drain, so obviously you switch out. Florgus is a special defensive ward, so yeah, yeah,
This
+1
is
by the way.
semi pointless, but it did do a little chunk. But
And
now,
now comes the
ooh,
reverse Calm Mind. Oh,
here
not
comes
not Aeron is by the way one odd of Aeron.
this is
Sus.
not here in
It's
sus.
Lauren with a
Ejected.
wig. We just watched
Faking
them
test.
with like Call Might setup. Don't worry.
Oh man, I
Oh my
always
god, that move
despise it.
does that so much.
Oh, when he gets the drop, this is literally like almost
And
not nearly as close as meta two the famous two metapods facing
Citrus
off.
Berry
But like,
for this comfy set, by the way, I hate it. Big Root better. Big Root heals you more.
oh yeah, this thing is gonna wall it
Boop.
forever or not. That does
No,
quite a
this
bit.
Slow King doesn't wall it forever because at this point Florges is too set up.
Right
Chilly
now he
Reception,
goes
good
straight.
choice though, because now Sandslash comes in and Ironhead is a big damage move here. And it's a
Which
2-hit
is
KO
odd that
move.
he did not switch.
But
Because
Moonblast O goes back.
yeah, he had a whole Scizor and Zera that he could have like intercepted that Iron Head
I
but
think that
with
was the
more.
right play to let Florges get chipped just to take the KO there. Because there was no risk to it. You don't need Florges that badly anymore. That Toxic, by
Ooh,
the way, very good choice. Now the issue is like, you go Rhyperior, that get Toxic. Moltres gets a ground move now, right? Remember, it gets the burning ground move.
Scorching Sands.
Yes. So that was a dangerous switch again, because the special defense of Rhyperior is kind of lacking.
Yeah, he throws the rocks. He sets a future sight. There are no more there. Oh, there was never a Darkmon to begin with, so
In my opinion, like we see right here, like Dwayne looks in a very, very, very strong position. From my point of view, Dwayne should win this position. I know him as a player. Go Scissor, very, very good choice because Bullet Punch absolutely claps Comfy out of this universe. Unless it Terrafire
on
Terra Blasts.
yeah, which was a smart bring by him because definitely needed that. It was it was a great lure. So instead of a berry, he ran Terra.
This, by the way, absolute mad lad to Terra Grass Hitmonlee.
And then knockoff against. I mean, I know
We
it's
know
mostly
Great Tusk learns Ice Spinner and CC absolutely nukes. And I think if you already run Sword Dance and this type of thing and don't like fake out first, it should be Endure with Lychee Berry. But yeah, I mean, this knockoff kills. You know Great Tusk is Scarf.
was taking a little
So,
chip, does the job. So then it'll headlong rush,
and it's
and
over.
then I think he switches. Oh yeah, no, he is 2-0, so he just clicks scarf
Yeah.
again, and boom, well done, Ben.
And I think I think like the Hitmonlee play was not the optimal play. And I think sacrificing Klefki so early so Great Tusk can even do this, because otherwise Klefki could have just set up a reflect later on again. Where the two misplays. After the first headlong rush tank, when the reflect was up, I think Mega Scissor would have been the better play. Just take the headlong rush, U-turn out, and just get the better matchup.
Yeah, I think overall Dwayne was in a better position, but I think Ben made a couple of gambles and ultimately like it won out because in this game sometimes it's like you can have the better position, but if you guess wrong, it can be costly. Like for example, in some of the earlier games, setting up on Mons you shouldn't set up on, but I
Yeah, or
digress.
letting your win con for a specific scenario get chipped because you're a fucking idiot who lost 0-1 because he can't fucking play the game. With that out of the way, a choice of Diggersby, the wrong set Diggersby versus Lincoln Lucarios. And who would have guessed that Diggersby played wrong, loses 0-5. Let's look at it.
Oof, we're kicking off Division Two with the shot. Brandon's gonna have some words about this after.
Watch this. Diggersby will be like choice scarf, return killing Ogre and he will be like, oh look, it did so much.
Oh, Bonky! Why is everyone killing Bonky today? There's no love for Bonky.
And now we see why.
160 in both defensive stats. Oh God, 160 is already a lot of defense on both stats, and
And
then
I
he's
want
raising.
to pause. And you don't say a word. Pause the video. Guess why Salt Cure didn't inflict its special interaction on the Oxus? Why doesn't the Oxus take damage every turn? Pause the video now because we will talk about it in 3, 2, 1. You can go ahead now. I hope you wanted to
It's
talk about that.
oh, I did.
Yeah, go ahead to
um,
explain.
it's wearing the invisibility cloak, or the actual game name, the covert cloak. And
Right.
Deoxys, I believe, does.
Covered Cloak denies secondary effects from moves when being hit.
Does this thing have recover? I think Deoxys does learn recover. Yes.
Yes. I think,
Oh
by
yeah.
the way, Garganacl, I don't know, does Garganacl get toxic? I mean, this match is basically just us watching, so we can watch
Yeah.
Garganacl.
Most Mons in Gen 8 and Gen 9, like they not only did they get like less moves, but then they lost like some key ones like Toxic. Because like a lot of things in Gen 8 did not learn Toxic, which was a big step away from Gen 7 when everything learned Toxic.
This is all in German, by the way. But nope, it doesn't learn toxic, so I guess that's a pretty
Let me
bad situation
let me
because
see on the
toxic would have denied Deoxys so hard.
Yeah, no, this thing I just checked the Smogon page for Garganagle, and there's no
Here we see
Toxic.
the covered cloak. Yeah, I mean, I just checked the German side on stream.
On Bulbapedia though, there's like you got to
This
check through the
Stall Power
flag.
crit, by the way, stabbed 63%. So Floggers came in early and core minded earlier. Could have competed with this Deoxys, but now
You really needed Toxic here because that would have at least put pressure on him to get
Toxic,
out of
Raw, Whirlwind, Dragon Tail. There are so many options to beat this, and everybody knows about this Deoxys set. It's not.
backs on back. Yeah, when that ooh it took the hit, but to only deal all that. What's the quote? All that for a drop of blood.
Yeah, 10% is.
Even for backs, that's still alarming. Now this thing can buzz, but
This dealt more. And Bex was at +1 and it's Bex. But Vika
all
vote
that
probably
for
Specs, if I had to take a guess. No
the wound
crits
is
on this
healed.
Deoxys, by the way. Very unfortunate. But in the end, just not enough prep for this specific set. I think this should have been to be expected because these types of sets can scam people. By the way, Klefki can run a similar set, but does it even worse because it's for Iron defenses, Calm Minds, has stored power and draining kiss to heal itself, and then you play it with leftovers, and you just heal yourself up while boosting your defenses and store power nukes big threats. To all you crafty
What did he
players out there.
wait real quick? What did he do before Ogrepon after Ogrepon died? Um what did Brandon do? Did he attack the Deoxys or did he switch out?
After Ogapon died, Gerdur came in against Diggersby and Mark punched.
Ah,
And into the Mark punch, he swapped out. And he swapped in
yeah, because I was
Garganacl against Deoxys.
that's it. See, I was curious how much Diggersby was gonna do against Deoxys if he had the chance to attack before he started boosting, but
Yeah,
oh
I
well.
mean, it's Choice Scarf Diggersby. It will only do so much.
Right. We really needed the band.
Brooklyn Rest versus Alabama Arcanine. See, I'm very outspoken against Choice Scarf Diggersby. I always will be. I think it's a bad set. We
Yeah,
see this was a very close match, so we will enjoy this one.
bring in the double fairy bold strats, but hey, we appreciate it. Ooh, this had to sting. Getting even with belly drum, like you don't want to get burned ever.
Yeah. By the way, like he could have avoided this by just running the other berry, running the berry that cures you from burn. Would have been so fun.
Oh, the lagging tail. That's
Yeah.
funny because that's just like there. That means he's going. I mean, that makes him go second automatically, right?
Sticky
So
web
there's
belly drum, by the way, absolute mayhem.
mad
Missing
lad
another
as you can.
player off, it's absurd.
And if that's not more insulting, he's missing all of his moves. Look at that he's not even.
That does
Oh wow!
so much.
Even when burned,
The sad
that's
part
the
is this can rapid spin now kill because the thing survived so close. And now the
look at the
web's
madness of that
gone.
trick. He's like lagging tail the unburdened and then rapid spins to undo its handiwork. Like that's madness or genius.
It's both madness. Flareblitz doesn't kill, but he teleports out. Now Sableye comes in, reveals that it has Will-O-Wisp and T-Wave, so this Sableye is spawning the devil. Wild Charge, by the way, no damage, wrong choice.
The jerk set. Oh, he doesn't opt to heal.
Yeah, he doesn't opt to
Oh, but now
heal the full power. He can't heal, by the way, because look at this set.
that was his last move. Foul play.
Oh, Utah doesn't KO. Celesteela, no
And
hits.
if he actually did recover, that would have been depressing.
Celesteela, no. Meteor beams. If it's
So
automatized and a meteor beam, it should have automatized first. Or
is that Claydol didn't have
automotized, I don't
anything
know how
for
it's
it.
named. But boom, this way, Primarina, Tyroblast, dead. Now this is a Primarina. Could have played any water move, but it switches out, which kind of reads like Spec, Scarf, something along those lines, possibly.
I think it would have had to have been specs to take out Celesteela, but who
Or
knows?
he's afraid that Guy Scout speeds and EQ kills.
That's true. Taking a risk because Primarina is not very physically bulky.
Yeah. A Primarina with Ice
A
Beam. Boop. That
oh
did so
yeah,
much.
that's
That's
the
juicy
poison.
damage. The poison really helpful because now this Primarina's on a timer, right? And it's not toxic, it's a regular poison, so it only deals limited damage. Here we see it actually doesn't outspeed. Primarina could have stayed in from the get-go. Now we see Bruce Lee versus Bruce. And this Wicked Blow 2-hit Chaos Malamar, which was the switch in, I remind you. Primarina comes in, gets finished off.
The squid should have been preserved, but then he just wants to flex with Annihilate here. Annihilate takes it and then dishes it right back.
Yeah, and Annihilate with Drain Punch. Oh, but what if this Wicked Blow crits? Oh, wait, it always crits, it never crits.
Yeah, crit mattered.
And a
Crit
very
mattered.
close, it should have been a 2-0 probably. Primarina sacrifice was not mandatory, but I respect
And then
it.
Malamar. But, yeah, oh, it was well played. He
Or
had
you just keep the Malamar and sacrifice Primarina and then go Annihilate. Could have been a 2-0, 1-0. Very, very nice match. We saw very mayhem plays at the start from both sides, but I respect it.
lagging tail switcheroo and a burn to debilitate. It's like that
We will
slip
not
off
watch
just got
another match of Soviet Union because we don't want to see assist Revival Blessing for 400 turns. Thanks. San
yeah,
Jose
we don't
Skirter Squad versus Tinglu Terracottas.
don't think I saw this one.
I've seen this live,
Oh,
actually.
this one. Actually, I'll take that back. We did see this one.
Yes.
This is
Richard
the
Drago. Boom. 85%. That's so much. Boom. 45%. Boom.
is it was one.
44%.
Oh, but the slack off brings it back.
Boom. Crit.
And
Dead.
crits. Jeez, Reggie Drago.
Boom. 60%. It dodges the ceaseless edge, which
Oh, that's a
bad.
depressing
Boom.
miss.
Dead. I love Reggie
Dead.
Drago for just this, by the way. I could watch Reggie Drago critting mons to death all the time. Discharge
Classic strike.
doesn't
Just break.
paralyze. Boom. The bird is dead.
And literally half his team is dead to this thing. This thing is not even moving. It's just sitting there blasting
Now the chicken
with
comes
its
in. Survives the
and
Dragon sword dances.
and now you hear the Latin choir of death because let's get cooking. This is where it's like this is Sephiroth in KFC form.
This is the true Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yep. This is Gus Fring.
Tears into
And like that's
Dragon. It would have survived if it was a bug type, but because it turned out of its resist, expecting a
that
fire
is now
move.
that's a very dead woolly bug.
That's a very dead
And
Charizard.
that dealt a million to Charizard to resist. Or as Kalen would say, quote unquote, resist.
Earthquake, dead. Chiyu, it will not tank. Dead.
Tank what? This thing is just
And
oh
Ribombi should have come in way earlier.
yeah, if that was gonna be his play against Rabambi, the whole team, both teams fed each other
They
essentially,
saw that it's CCEQ and decided to not switch in the one that resists both moves.
and let his whole team die after Reggie Drago was carrying for so much, and then he's like, okay, let's go Blaziken and totally flip the script. That's insane. That's wild.
And we see, by the
Uh,
way, +2, 252 plus Blaziken close combat with no damage boosting item, which means this Zard was minus defense to
I guess
get KO'd.
maybe I'm thinking it could have been like that flame charge set, and he forgot to adjust it because I've ran that before, and what happens is it defaults to like a negative defensive nature because you're running special and physical moves.
Oh, that's
So
depressing.
yeah, that is very depressing
Now we
because
see Arian's actual first match. It's
yeah,
against Nuno, who under the last video commented, "I will blow out the Mimikyu." So like it's nothing, and the game ended in a 4-0 win for the Mimikyus.
yep. There's
You're
and then in
allowed to
this business,
trash talk, but expect a clapback when it doesn't work.
yeah, and we say in this business, those are some famous last words as we're about to see.
Pheasantipity will always be King Gambited against because it can't really touch them on. Now Clefable doubles in. Very smart play because now Starfrags are up, and unless this is a rapid spin. Yeah, by the way, no sun from the Dorko. Alluring Voice dealing
That was
19%.
yeah, a Sandy Shocks that doesn't benefit from the sun. Like, come on.
That was very
Or
sick.
there's no sun to benefit.
Boom. Earthquake dealing. By the way, this is an earthquake, but because it's from Torkoal, it deals nothing to Dragapult. This shed about 33%. That's 27 after the first heal. King Gambit comes in. Alluring Voice deals nothing, so you force it out. So that's like
Yeah, this
strong because of the Force-outs. Runerigus comes in. Iron Head means Wandering Spirit. Now this, we have Supreme Overlord Runerigus, which sounds scary.
yes, the Supreme Overlord Rocky dead
Aaron just
tombstone thing.
decided to T-Wave against the ground type instead of just hitting what's in front of him.
Yep.
Shadow Cloud healing 0. Supreme Overlord Runerigus can't touch Clefable. Clefable again Moonblasting, taking Physical pretty low, but
I think Pheasantipity
it
gets
has
Roost,
Roost
doesn't it?
because it's a
And it
bird.
has Roost.
Torko now,
Or is
and we
it?
see the rocks really hurting Torko big time by now. Clefable
Good old
has heavy duty boots or magic guard. Heavy duty boots, by the way, an actual play, right? It's the fake magic guard, and you are actually unaware.
Oh
People
God, that's
underestimate that tech. You can prank people that way.
gets a paralysis on the slowest thing in
Now it's
existence.
burned and it's confirmed to be
Unaware.
unaware and heavy duty boots.
It's not
As
aware
I
of the
have
boot.
told you.
Yes, but now here comes a million damage because goddamn darn
But
Manitan.
that means Mantine just comes in because it's probably locked
Oh,
on
absolutely.
Earthquake. And even if
Yeah,
Icicle
it has
Crash, Mantine tanks.
the toxic chain. That's what he was. A good play by him, but
By the way,
you
like
know
if you
now
if
he
people wonder, oh, it's always locked in because of guerrilla tactics. No, it can run Zen mode.
can.
I see you all thinking I don't know items and abilities. I do. I just one step ahead of you all in this.
Mm-hmm.
King Gambit comes
Because
in. We
he.
see Acid Spray. King Gambit Sword Dances on
Oh
Renerigus.
no!
And
Oh, this.
now
Oh,
Sucker Punch would
this
have killed
turns.
if it was a ghost type. Renerigus can
And
Earthquake,
then
which would kill, but it body presses into the Choppleberry, which means it
and
doesn't kill anymore. King Gambit now, look at this.
look at that ping pong. It's like here. They swapped abilities and swapped them back.
They swapped
That was a good laugh.
abilities, Choppleberry, swapped them back, and because Clefable was dead, the King Gambit Supreme Overlord triggered. He hit it now once again, which means the ability passes off of it once again. Gallade now comes in. Obviously, Gallade is faster, so it kills with anything, but Shadow Sneak to be sure,
Or
which
Dark,
means Iron Head kills. Afraid of Sucker
and then
Punch, but forgot that Sucker Punch probably wouldn't have killed. But Sucker Punch kills the Manaton,
the
uh,
bodies start dropping.
and Torko dies to an Iron
One
Head because it has no heavy duty boots and there are rocks over here. Pheasant Dimity gets Sucker Punched because it's faster. Alluring Voice finally finishes off the Menace. But the damage is
clicks
already
away.
done.
That's an understatement. And it's speedy, so he clicks any move now for free. Mostly the fire. There's the fiery dance, and there's the game.
Yeah, it was always game at that point. King Gambit
Yeah, because
with
he
no
clicks.
Supreme Overlord.
Yeah, but then the comment at the end gets like was like he should
He
have
should have
had
had
we should have
Spin.
had rapid spin.
Spin
Bro, you
would
should have
have
had the
not changed the match. That well, it would have like delayed when King Gambit and Dragapult combine into like unstoppable force. But because of Rock's Torkoal was always on a timer against King Gambit, and if it
right.
spins, like Dragapult comes in against Torkoal's spin, gets a free Shadow Ball, Phasantipity has to come in, and then King Gambit comes in, and you have to roost the Phasantipity, otherwise a special defense drop means you are KO'd with the next time you switch in. It
Yeah,
was not making a difference.
and the other disservice is that he didn't run Sun, so that Sandy Shocks was essentially useless, not having photosynthesis access. Could have comboed that with whatever item Sandy Shocks had. So like that ultimately like it was twofold. Or
But
threefold really. No
after this
spin, no
Runerigus,
Sun.
Terra grounded, look at Mega Medicham. It would have gone so in. It
Oh
was
my
never
goodness.
used at once, but it would have gone so in.
Yeah. And then yeah, but man, the fact that like he was worried about spin, but the bigger problem was the freaking King Gambit
You wanna
that
know a
just
little secret? I'm gonna let you in on it, but this keeps
letting in
between all
arbiters.
of this keeps between us and none other of the people that play the league, right? But so for all the people out there that are not listening, uh Mega Medicham has Trailblaze. It can outpace Scarves and Mega Galade after a Trailblaze, which would have been
Yep.
absolute death.
So
So
water mons are no longer switch-ins
there never
because
were.
soon as as soon as they take one Trailblaze and it's fat, they get fat. Medicham gets faster, and then all of a sudden you're just taking a million from whatever other move you click. Because fighting in Psychic is so hard to switch into.
Plymouth Primates versus It Works. I had rated It Works team very high, and It Works lost the second time in a row. What they
Yeah,
doing?
this one was a letdown. Look at this. Look at this. It's I can't.
I think I saw that live when you told me to go to bed.
Yeah. Because this was like, I think this was over so quickly.
It's
Oh,
Quagsire
Clodsire versus.
versus fake Quagsire.
No, 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 no. It's Clodsire versus fake Clodsire. I am biased towards Clodsire.
That also works for me. Dun
I love
Bozo
Clodsire.
comes in, takes a facade. That deals way less damage than you would expect, and this Swallow can't Terra anymore, so I would have stayed in there, just like rest with Dun Bozo. Gengar
I
now
hope
in,
so.
Alakazam is obviously dealing a lot.
Why
Clodsire is not a switch in into stab psychics.
you don't send a poison type to intercept a poison type? That's
A
what? Why?
psychic
And he
type,
sent
yeah,
Clodsire.
it's psychic. Speed boost
There's a
on
poison type.
Valiant, Scarf
Yeah.
Kazam, boop gun. Danbozo
Yeah.
can't tank this, so it's boop gun.
It has no special defense. It does, but not in this case.
Thunderous now comes in, boop gun.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, the pranks of Thunderous, so it could have Thunder Wave, but he just decided against it. Boop gun. A disabled
Yeah.
Psychic Sword. Oh
Oh,
no, shit. No, actually it can't attack. But
he's,
how is
he's
Cinderace
got a
ever
chance.
gonna kill anything, especially if it gunk shots into a Quagsire and then high
Yeah,
jump
because
kicks?
in this generation, Libero got nerfed into only switching into the first type you click. Once,
Per switch in, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
free
Pyro
set,
Ball doesn't take it away, so that's nice. And
protecting
yeah,
a poison type with
this
a
is
poison
GG.
type from Psychic. It's like that was that brought me pain. And then as soon as he revealed Scarf, I thought he was gonna bring it back with Valiant, but credit to Plymouth Primates for like being ready for the Quark Drive Valiant, because
Yeah.
and then ultimately everything fell to pieces after that.
Then we have the Kalamazoo Kingdras versus Max Meowsticks. And Max Meowsticks winning after I said they are very high on my list and losing week one. I was disappointed.
Yeah, he
Let's
lost
see
to the
how it
same guy.
happened.
Hey, another Bunky.
Yeah, Bonky.
Yeah, but we
Bonky
already
U
know the
turns out.
results.
Bonky doesn't want any of that. And now we have like
Amir.
all kitchen supplies at one position. And that vote switch dealt way more than you would expect.
Now he goes Palafin.
I think Pelafin should
And
like flip turn there, like not jet punch, but I respect the jet punch. U turn from
did a lot.
Tornadus means switch advantage.
Must be banned. Because that was normal Palafin and it's a lot. Water compaction. I forget that ability exists.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay, now Alakazam is on a timer. Darkrai can come in
Yeah.
against Psychic. Nice read with the Destiny game, but it doesn't
Ooh.
kill.
That's kind of depressing, but I don't know if he actually calced that or if that was just his
48,
sack.
by the
But
way, on a super effective move. It's so sad to see.
I think he does he click baton pass here and go back to Darkrai
No, he
or
wants
not?
this healthy too, right? So you keep it in just to heal yourself. Now
Right. He'll
this,
probably.
nothing. Now it tricks. It's a magnet for the leftovers, but kind of doesn't make much
Yeah,
of a difference anymore.
funky.
Now we see Justified. Hey, attack Rose from a mon that has like no offensive stats ever. Nice taunt to deny like Toxic, which is not the move I expected. I wanted to say Wish, but somehow they click Toxic against a Steel type.
Freaking Alamomola, man.
Bonky, by the way,
Two
coming in again. But this Ivy Kacho, it's like this mon, like Cobalion just eats this Ogre right now. Stomping
angry
Tantrum
Bunky.
doesn't KO. Now they sacrifice the Ghost type. But now comes Zero to Hero, Jet Punch, boom, gun. The crit didn't matter.
No, Bunky dies again.
Every
I knew it
Bonky
was gonna die.
dies.
Yeah, every Bunky died this week. What's wrong with you people? Bunky's great. Oh well. At least one of those Bunky
The
won.
fact that it ate the heat away from this little HP and just revenged with Vote Switch is tough. Boom! Jet Punch, gone.
Yeah, because Alakazam, as we all know, is made of glass.
Should have gone to a little Momola outright anyways there, because that's your answer to the Jet Punch.
Yep. And the fact that he still has his electric type alive, but
Not anymore.
anymore. Not today. There's the moon. U-turns. Well, probably clicking drain punch here.
It's
Yep.
Ice
Oh no.
Punch and nothing. I
What
mean,
a drain punch
Alamomola
there.
is very underrated still, right? And another flip
Yeah, it's
turn. We play this game, and it's flip turn and it's U-turn. And hey, who
now
would
we
have
both
guessed? Oh, you will never guess. Vote switch because neither player wants to play the game.
that hurt. And this is where Darkrai gets to take advantage of that.
Now this Dark Pulse means like technically
Moon comes
Roaring Moon
in.
should survive this Dark Pulse every time. Absolutely does. Sylveon comes in, which U-turn. Hey, a move I haven't seen in a long while, man. U-turn, such an uncommon move. There we see the
Yes,
wish.
but now we see Sylveon sing. Or not.
Because of the protect, they decided, you know what? I'm just wanna have this Darkrai in because of T-Bolt, which Alamomola can take some
Or
T-Bolts, but not this one.
yeah, it was like
Scarf
that.
Roaring Moon
Well,
now kills with Iron Head, but Iron Head means there's nothing.
Elephant wins.
Not even he doesn't even Jet Punch. Disrespect Wave Crash.
Superhero crash.
And that's the game. For the
That
last
is
game,
indeed.
it's Flavor Town Flareons versus Marvel Scale Melodics.
Oh, this one was I think
For
this one was like terribly one-sided. Oh man, another Bonky dying. Why? Why? Why did we do
an
this?
Energy Ball first turn, and boop, one of the best ones in the
Exterminate.
matchup is already gone.
Yeah, that was yeah, Gastrodon was huge against the Turtle Twerk team, but not anymore.
2x defense, by the way. Why, however, it crunches and doesn't Sacred Fire there, I will never know.
And you got the defensive drop, like oh, which is now nullified.
Yeah. I've no clue why this crunches and doesn't Sacred Fire or Flamethrower or something like that into Aggron, but now it's dead.
Now we'll never know.
We will never find out, people. Bubbles comes in and Aggron surprisingly eats that because its special defense is very bad, but hey, T-Wave's Mon that probably doesn't care about being T-Wave, but
What's
yeah,
his play here? Oh, Terra Water.
on Freeze Try it's some damage, but the freeze on the
Oh,
good matchup for the Corviknight, even with water, it would have been like playable, but with the freeze, it's very
yeah,
much
with
gone.
freeze, everything gets dented for free,
Boom.
including what Bonky dents right back.
And now Sneasler comes in. This has like way too many
Dark.
options. Curse Buddy
With
disables Tire Claw, but yeah, honestly. This taunting against someone that has scored was so ballsy from my point of view.
that's even more ballsy.
Yeah, they just
Just
set
so
up.
this
Just
man has no fear.
if this Barbet scores like Sneasler burn, that would
But
have
it
been terrible.
only has one move to hit it, and it's not very effective. Plus, it's going to be not curse bodied.
Shadow Ball also not being enough to KO even in 3 attempts. Gets a spit F drop a tiny bit too late. White Herb restores the stats. So scored, but would have been doubly bad because right now we see
Uh,
the close
oh
combat
no!
killing doesn't Shadow Sneak. Probably doesn't even have it. And now
Yes,
obviously
very.
this is also very dead. And another Bonky died. Another one for the list. And yeah, Sneasler is dead.
I know. Me sad.
Sneasler
Bonky
is
died.
death to Bonkies. I think to all Bonkies because close combat Diaclog actually kills every single Bonky in the game.
It slaughtered Gallade at like nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's at 3x attack.
Exactly. It's so yeah, it's already 130 like base power, and then let's just go through the roof with that. So well played.
And that concludes the week. And as I said, this is just a very fast rundown. I can't go in depth if I want to watch all replays. If you want a more in-depth thing, you will have to accept less replays. That's just how it goes, people.
So
Now
looking
looking at
ahead,
the standings, we see on Division 1, at the top, hardest offender, 2-6-0s. Dingerfing Douglets with a differential of 7, 2 wins. Chicago Steelers also 2 wins, differential of 7, so tight second here. Then we have the Iwata Incineroars with 2 wins. I should have beaten. No. 5 with a differential of 5. Communist Doge, my next opponent, with a differential of 4 and 1-1. Me in 1-1 and differential of 2. Good Days are back with 1-1 and differential of 2, so shared 6th place here. Ninth is Superiors with a differential of 0 and 1-1. Bex Nation 1-1 differential of -4. The same as the Dons, so shared for the 10th. 12th, we have Omar, which is very surprising, with the 1-1 and -5. Then we have 4 people that have not had a win so far. 11 touchdown Gengars with 0-2, but only a differential of -5, so actually holding up pretty well even in 2 defeats. Dwayne or Tampa Bay Hitmonlees with a differential of -5 and 0-2, so shared 13th here. Then you have New York Charizard. I don't know who that bozo is. Also
yeah, I don't know
0-2
either.
with -7. And on last place right now, we have Elise. 0-2 with -9.
Don't feed the Thunder Noodle.
Do you want to do the standings for Division 2? Give us the
All
honor.
right, so looking at first place, we've got I know he's gonna be mad that we mispronounce it, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. The Plymouth Primates.
It's
It's
probably
Plymouth,
like
but
Plymouth, right?
it is Plymouth.
Yeah, Enigma
I'm just
can complain to someone else.
Yeah, he's gonna complain. It's all right though. It's all in good fun. Anyways,
Plymouth.
he is also rocking 2.60s and is up there with up there in first place with with a diff of 12. Miami Mimi Q's after having the most unfortunate start by playing the worst opponent ever with that chain of God even knows. He got the 6-0 the first week, got the 4-0 this week. Um, so he's plus 10. And then we got Flavortown Flareons in third place with a diff of 8. We got the Lincoln Lucarios at rocking 2 back-to-back wins, followed by the Brooklyn Rest with a diff of just separated by a differential of 4 in between him and fourth. We got the Tinglu Terracottas, who is 1-1. Now we start to get out of the ones who have now got 1-1 and lost one. And so he's got a diff of 3. Manx Meowsticks, after taking an unfortunate week 1 loss, he's now 1-1 with a +2. Alabama Arcaniners, he's 1-1 and broke even. The Igloo Boy, Kalamazoo Kingdras, with a 1-1 and a -1 diff. The Dimster, the San Jose Squirrel Squad, with -2. After that, we got a lot of goose eggs on the board in this division. We got the Ohio Oricorios with a -1. Fire Ferrets now -6.
Soviet won his
Soviet
second
Union.
match. It's not yet updated over here because they don't know how to implement it because of the kill differential thing with his strat.
Yeah,
Remember, there
that's
are like 50 deaths every game, so
50 deaths, 50, and like only like a handful of kills on one side and like a mountain on the other. We don't know where he's gonna end up, but he's 0-1. But he's now
he's
one and
one and
one, so
one
he'll be high.
and
Yeah, he's one
at
and one.
0, so he would be tied. No, well, he's not at 0 because only 4 months left at the end, so he would be at like 1-1 -2 or something.
Yeah, because in the first week, Spirit won with a
6
6-0
0.
technically.
Yeah.
And then technically the end of this game, he won with 4. Soviet won with 4 left. So we don't know.
It would be at
We'll go back. Yeah.
-2, so it would be shared 10th place.
Yeah. Moving on, we've got the It Works with the unaware Clodsire Don Bozo. I'm with you on that one.
Done bozo.
With -7. We got the choice scarf Diggersby. All right, controversial topic. Let's go be a total madman and be choice specs Diggersby just for the memes at this point. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Run what makes you happy. He's -10, and then bringing up the rear is Marble Scale Milotics after getting stomped by Sneasler this week at a -10 as well. So we look at the kill board now.
Look at
Kill
the kill
board for
board. And Division 1,
All right.
we see Spectre on the top after I fed it 5 kills because I'm a bozo. I am the Don Bozo. Colossal on
You
second
are
place with 6 kills.
colossal. Look at everybody underneath it. It's like forget the
Frostmob.
fact.
And then you have
It's like you
Kratos, Mega
the
Swamp.
king of OU, the one of the best megas, one of the new threats in this gen, and it's just an Iron Valiant, and they're all below Colossal. It's just like that's insane.
I
And the
had to
Ding
get one more kill on Entei to have 2 months in the top 10. I should have gone for that because right now we have Raiko and Flygon in the top 10 from one team in the top 10 2 months. And that's it, I think, if I look at the icons correctly. Yes, the only person have two player months in the top 10. Flygon and Raiko.
we should remind our viewers that the team that has Colossal also has King Gambit and Mega Medicham, and Colossal is currently doing better
And I
than
think
both.
Mega Medicham and King Gambit have like 0 kills combined.
Yeah. Oh man, that's yeah.
So
The rest of the board is just goose eggs.
yeah, I'm just like I just tried to see if I found Mega Medicham or King Gambit here, but I think they have a combined of 0 kills.
No, they should have one at least. So they'll be somewhere on here. Did we not? Is it not updated? Where's the? Because Mega Medicham took out Ferrothorn this week, so it should have at least one
Oh yeah,
kill.
yeah,
Because
it has 1
last
kill.
week was sacrifice.
But I
Last week was
don't
sacrifice.
see it right now. I don't see it in the 1 kill.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Well,
not fully updated. Or it got a second kill and died?
yeah. Check a little higher.
Yeah, I can check a little higher.
Yeah. Huh. I can't find it.
Yeah, yeah.
Weird.
Uh,
Oh well.
so you have Mega.
No,
Okay,
It would be Medicham M
um,
or M Medicham. You see, there's two.
yeah, here it's in one. Oh, because it died twice, so it's at a
Oh
-1
yeah.
differential.
Had you
That's
do
impressive. How you have like a mon with 1 kill below all the goose eggs. Incredible. So yeah, the top
below
3
the
here, it's incredible. And here we have Deoxys defense with a clean 6-0 this week. Garchomp got the 6-0 last week, I think. Peloton 6-1. And those are the top 3 for Division 2 right now. And do we have a player with
yep,
2 in the top 10 here? I don't think. Yeah, we have Garchomp and Alakazam.
and we got the Shifu, we got oh no, same player.
And Typhlosion and Deoxys defense also. Same player,
Sneasler, oh
6-0.
Sneasler only got three. Oh, but look at Sneasler and Tapu Lele both 13 and 14 back to back.
Yeah, it looks
Not
nice,
bad.
but it's not 2 in the top 10. King
Oof.
Gambit with 1 match going to 11th. Incredible.
King Gambit should have brought Spin in front of the most terrifying mon in OU. Right. So, do you want to take a look ahead and see,
Yes,
and
let's
give
look
any
at the
predictions?
schedule. And we keep this very fast and very clean.
Yeah, I won't. I'll just base it on what I know of them, what I've seen so far. We've had 2 weeks of playing, so what to expect? Um, let's start with Tampa Bay and the Dons. Ooh, that could be a close one, but I'm gonna lean the Dons for this one. Just knowing his team, I think I think he's got a good he's got the edge in that. But we'll see. Um, Communist Doge versus some guy from Stuttgart. That's team wise, it's looking like Doge, but I think Stuttgart's got some ideas. Won't so we'll see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give that or the next one my highlight for the week. Because the next one, it's Dingolfing Ducklets versus Highbridge Bros. We got two of the highest rated teams here. You know what? I gotta go with this highlight. This one, I'm gonna give the previous week to Stuttgart, but this week is my highlight, so I won't weigh in because that'll be the closest. Then we've got the superior. Oh my goodness, I just totally bossed it backwards. Superiors, stupid tongue twisters versus Bax Nation. Um, I think Bax Nation needs a little love right now, but he's also 1-1. But the rain team is just ridiculous. still, I think I'm gonna lean Backs Nation. The next one, it's the formidable Toronto Tyrants versus some rando we found on the internet. Um, I mean, I'm gonna be partial to myself, but Toronto Toronto Tyrants, I can't speak anymore. Toronto Tyrants, I think has some solid stuff, so
Who of
I
us
gotta
two
be
is
ready.
recording at 2 a.m., me or you? This is my second language at 2 a.m., and I have a better
Listen,
way to
I told
phrase
you,
my
man,
words. What are you
Americans do
doing?
not English. We freaking speak the language. Anyways, well, we got a next one. With the next one is really good. Celesteelas versus Iwata Incineroars. Both of these are 2-0 right now, and we're gonna lose an undefeated. So a tough call, but we've been watching Spectrier and Megalop cook, so I'm sorry, Kalen. I am gonna lean Incineroars for this one.
He will
Then we
come
got the
after you
good
with the
news.
Sunday video for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He will absolutely come after me for that. Oh well, I've made my peace. Good days are back versus Charger Bugs. Ooh. I'm gonna lean Charger Bugs. I think Charger Bugs, I think, may have the matchup here. And then lastly, we got Hades of Ender, the current 12-0, uh, not 12-0, 2-0 with 12 diff
It's
versus the
actually like
Gengar.
12-0 in kills, so.
Yeah, exactly. He has not Hades and Plymouth Primates have not lost a single mon yet, so impressive, but all good things eventually come to an end. I will say Gengars for this one, but he's gonna cut it close. I think this week is a lot of close games, but you never know. Week two, Division Two. The speaking of 12-0, Plymouth Primates takes on Flareons. I think this is one I want to see because Flareons has a very strong team, so I go Flareons for this one. They're both 2-0, so again, someone's gonna lose it. So Lincoln Lucarios versus Oricorios. I'm gonna go Lincoln. Arcaniners versus Choice Specs Diggersby. Yes, I'm throwing shade. Um, you know what? I'll play ball. I'll believe in Diggersby this week. Manx Essex versus Soviet Union. If you can't, Manx, if you can't figure out how to break his revival chain, I'm sorry, you're losing this. That's the only thing I can say on that because if he's gonna bring it for 10 weeks, it's like either you figure it out or you get swept. Anyways, Fire Ferrets versus Marvel Scale Milotics. Both teams needing a little love here, so somebody's gonna get a win. I will go Fire Ferrets for this week. Ooh, your boy Aaron, the Spirits versus Kalamazoo Kingdras. I'm gonna lean Miami Mimikyu. San Jose Squirrel Squad versus It Works. I'll go San Jose. And then lastly to wrap it up, Brooklyn Rust versus Terracottas. I think Terracottas, that's the Blaziken team, right? Versus the Primarina team. Ooh, I'm gonna say I'm gonna lean. I think the Brooklyn Rest team has had some good ideas, so I'm gonna lean Brooklyn. And also, my highlight match for Div 2 will be Flavortown versus Plymouth.
Okay, I'm gonna speed on this real quick. Tampa Bay Hitmonlees versus Dons. I would lean towards the Dons so far. Communist Doge versus myself. I think Communist Doge has an insane matchup against me, so I lean towards them. Dingerfin Ducklets versus Highbridge Bros. I think Pat is potentially the best player in this entire draft league and the best builder. If he wants to. If he doesn't want to, he's the worst. If he wants to, he's the best. So I'm leaning towards him because he has shown like interest so far. Superiors versus Bex Nation. I would lean towards Bex Nation because I think their rain matchup is fine if they find out like the answers they need. Toronto Tyrants versus New York Charizard. New York Charizard desperately needs a win and wants to prove themselves, so I lean towards New York Charizards here. Chicago Celestelas
Woo!
versus Iwata and Cineros. I would give it to Chicago Celestelas. I think Kayan has come up with like incredible ideas over and over and over again. There's a reason he won 3 seasons so far. Good Days Are Back versus LA Chiabucks. I want to say like LA Chiabucks is the matchup, but Good Days Are Back has really impressed me with like preparation lately. This is a toss up for me. I will give it to Chayabugs because I think they will cook something up to get the W on the board. Hades of Ender versus Lavender down Genghis. Hades of Ender has not missed so far, so I will give it to them. Division 2, Flavortown Flareons versus Plymouth Primates, or Plymouth Primates. What you gonna do about it? Get a better name. That's what you gotta do. Plymouth Primates have also not missed, so I will give it to them. Lincoln Lucarios versus Ohio Oricorios. I will give it to the Lincoln Lucarios because their buildings seem very solid so far. Alabama Arcaniners versus the wrong Diggersby. We give it to the Arcaniners because Diggersby has not impressed me at all so far. Manx Meowsticks versus Soviet Union. I will give it to Manx Meowsticks because I know the player has enough playing capability to understand what to bring against like the Reviver Blessing Chain shenanigans. Marvet Scale Melodics versus Fire Ferrets. I will give it to the Fire Ferrets. I think their building was very solid overall, and the team is scary. The weak Tulars must sting, but I think they can bounce back easily. Miami Mimikyu versus Kalamazoo Kingdras. This is probably one of the best matches in Division 2. Both have been playing very solidly overall. I will give it to Miami Mimikyu. I can't be impartial on this. I think Aaron is like, I know him long enough to know that he's like definitely more than good enough for Division 1. So I would definitely say he's one of the best players in Division 2, if not the best. So I will give it to him. And if he lets me down, I will hunt him. It Works versus San Jose Scott. I will give it to San Jose Scott because It Works has not found a way to make that team really work and click yet somehow. Once they do, it will be a very scary team. And the Tinglu Terracottas versus Brooklyn Rest, I will give it to the Tinglu Terracottas. I think their building was very solid so far, and their gameplay was hit or miss a bit on some turns, but overall, like, good enough.
What would you say are your two highlight games from each for each?
Dingerfin Ducklets versus Highbridge Bros for Division 1. I think Omar is the tried and tested of this league, while Dingerfin Ducklets, my boy Pat, probably one of the best players I've ever known to play draft leagues, can always beat out everybody if he wants to. So this is my highlight because both are very good players, very good builders. Yeah. And on Division 2, I would say it's a toss-up. Miami Mimikyu versus Kalamazoo King. This is very fun to watch and will be a good match. And the Flavortown Flareons versus Plymouth Primates will also be very fun to watch. So these are like the matches to look out for.
Excellent. All right.
And again, if you want more in-depth reviews, I can't go over every game. If you want every game, I can't be as in-depth. You let me know what you want. Please, really. Just go ahead and write in the comments if you watch this, or write even on the in the Discord server. I don't mind. YouTube is not something I do anyways, like consistently. I just do it for leaks and stuff, so I don't care about the interactions with people on YouTube. I don't need to game the algorithm to make more money. I'm not a YouTuber. If you have anything you want for this, let me know and I can see if I can make it happen, okay? Thank you all for watching. Over and out.
See you later.